I briefly went, not briefly. I stayed up really late. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have. One of those autism death loops. Where I went back.
Nighttime tirade.
I went back and watched part of my 3-hour-long video. Then I went and watched most of my first rewatch stream.
Let's go. Hopefully that just despawns him and doesn't just make him go, yeah, I'm back.
Anyway, after I stupidly stayed up really late rewatching that stream, and part of what I was thinking during it was like, boy, I did not explain this very well. There were parts where I was having a stroke trying to follow my own train of thought from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But also, I have been out. Like, I think about Kingdom Hearts every now and then from like a narrative standpoint, from like characters and emotionally, etc. I haven't thought about lore and plot holes intensely probably since those streams. So I was like, okay, what am I talking about? Like, I'm out.
Dude, even this
man.
This conversation right now, I feel like the video game anime protagonist with amnesia, and you're saying words and my brain starts hurting. I'm like Syax. Oh, and I'm like, there's flashing. I'm seeing screenshots, and it's like, is that who that was?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. That's what it feels like. You saying these hyper specific things. Man, I bought the collection on PlayStation years ago, and I still haven't downloaded it.
It's hard to have.
I would love to. I want to do it again.
Syax doesn't feel like someone who's like hyper specific to me, but that's because I played Days, and he's in Days a lot, and so I have more of a connection
Days,
to him.
I just did some early shit with Days.
And you watched the movie.
Yes.
That's why the way that it turns out with Syax at the ending of 3 is so insane to me. Like, he is so actively, malevolently cruel to Shion that, spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3, mute for the next 5 seconds, the fact that he's handing an ice cream cone to her at the ending of 3, like, drives me insane.
He was good the whole time, Jacob!
He was just jealous. That was why he almost killed everybody.
You don't understand Thermos.
You don't understand Thermos.
Oh.
But no, so after I watched probably too much of those streams of that stream on that one night, and stayed up like unreasonably late, then wrong one. Then like the next day, I rewatched some of our Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough for the first time in forever, mainly just rewatching the ending, because like part of what we were talking about on that stream is like. Sorry, not on that stream. On Bloody's stream the other night, he was talking about the fact that, like, on one hand, Kingdom Hearts 3 is, like, a fine game. Like, the people who are hater-rating nonstop, people who are making, like, 5-hour-long video essays about how it's the worst game ever, like, calm down. Like, it's
a fun game to play.
It's fine.
It is.
It's fine.
It may not be as mechanically in depth as 2, but, it's not a buggy game. It is a game you can get through. It is a game that you can have a fun time playing.
Like, I actually really regret how upset I am and the fact that I end the KH3 playthrough saying, I think I hate this. Because, like, I think we repeatedly state, like, it's hard to say this because, like, the rest of the game is good to but this is, like, so intense. Yeah. But, like, generally, I don't think that game's a bad game.
No.
But, like, just, like, left me feeling so bad right at the ending.
That's the thing, is, like, I'm kind of with you about, like, I don't know how well we conveyed it, but it's, like, but the thing is, to give in to the anger, it's, like, narratively, it was a complete mess at the end, and it was super, like... We were disappointed. You had a lot more investment than I did, but it's like I had just blitzed through. Yeah,
I feel like we should. I feel like we should be clear when you say that. Like it's not that you were uninvested emotionally in what was happening in Kingdom Hearts.
I guess we had different investments. Like
sure,
you had like a methodical type of like investment to it.
Sure,
like,
of course. You were just invested in being entertained and hopefully having like an emotional response.
And I guess I mean this is a cliched thing to say, but it's like we were mad because we liked the series. Mm-hmm. It's like that. Like, you can't have true, like, unadulterated passion like that without having a love for the series in some way.
Yeah.
Which we did. And
Come on, Alan, no!
It's like the frustration, the immense anger and frustration came from how disappointing it was to us who had I say high expectations. I would say mixed expectations, but it was... I don't know.
But-
And it's also it's so wild to think about because it's like that period of our lives lasted so long, but it feels like it feels like a decade ago.
It was 5 years ago.
I know,
It was over 5 years ago now.
but it's just like it's like I do want to like with everything being said and done because it's like I only ever went through those once and I experienced those like just the one time of us playing. It's like I still want to go back through and do like another go around.
I'm cross-techning this right now.
You are.
I'm laming this out.
Listen, a dub is a dub.
But anyway, I was rewatching like the last 2 episodes of that playthrough. And just like
Max, are you saying that Jacob was frustrated?
It's possible.
Crazy.
I was rewatching the last 2 episodes of that, and I was like, yeah, no, this actually is like actively not good.
Yeah.
Like I try to be nice to things, and obviously I had a visceral reaction. If I was going through it again, like I wouldn't be that annoyed
It would be
by
a lot. We'd be a lot more tame. We were. Listen, as fake Hugh Neutron says, it's like we were lost in the heat of passion.
It's true.
It's like it was.
What's so funny about it is that if you and I were to go play that again, like we would be critical of it. We would be bored during the ending. We would be saying stuff like, "Okay, Xehanort just won. He got Kingdom Hearts." But now, like, we have to talk for 5 minutes, and, like, he's just floating there. Like, he doesn't do anything for 5 minutes while the cast is just talking.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he win? And then we shoot a laser at him, so it's fine, I guess. But, like, we would be tamer.
Well, 100%. Because we know what's coming, but it's.
But what's so funny is that when people were like, why don't you really... Because, like, I feel a little bit bad. Because, like, I don't hate that game. I don't think it's awful. I feel bad about how negative we were at the ending of it.
Yeah.
So I say if we went through it again, we would be tamer. And then when people ask Jacob, why didn't you release the Remind DLC, is because...
It was not that.
Because if we knew we were playing the ending of 3 again, we would be like... we would be, just more straightforward and nice about it. However, if someone told us, here's a new thing... and then it turned out we were just playing the ending of 3 again, then we would be maybe even angrier. And that's not the vibe I want to put out, because I don't think KH3 is a bad game.
I mean, I can't speak for you, but I was seeing red. That entire DLC. I was fuming. I would, I won't let you release that. Like before, I was like, it couldn't be that bad. No, I'm not letting you release that. I would re-record it before doing that.
One day, I will edit that playthrough for your and my personal entertainment. One day, when we are big YouTube stars, because we're on that trajectory, obviously.
100%.
One day, when we're big YouTube stars,
when I can quit my job and live off Patreon,
we will hold a private event and take everybody's phones at the door, and we will screen the Remind DLC.
No, here's the thing, Jacob. You tell him that, but then we George Lucas it, and it's just new footage.
Yeah, it's new footage of, wow, this really isn't that bad.
Wow, this really isn't that bad. And then
this is a pretty impressive package for having put it together in such a short amount of time.
We obviously reference something into modern day. Like I start talking about the Borderlands movie.
Osaka teams really improved a lot here in their combat design. I've come to realize that actually I really like the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wow, it's really good.
Now that I'm playing it with this new perspective, I realize this is actually a secret work of genius.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we were good enough to fight the bosses and not spend 2 hours on these bosses losing to every single one of them because we're not good.
To be fair, I played the game to level up to 99, but again, it had a similar problem to KH2 where in the original version of the game, it never made you learn the mechanics.
No.
In Final Mix, you learn the mechanics, so you're kind of prepped for those bosses. I remember playing Kingdom Hearts 2 back in the day and being beating it, even action replaying myself to be level 100, and I couldn't even get halfway through Sephiroth. Then I played it on Final Mix Critical, which is harder, and I beat him at level 60 and it wasn't just that granted, it was also 10 years of time had passed, and I was a better game liker, but it was in a major way, the game had actually made me learn it.
Yeah, no, there was no proper challenge.
Watching me play the final couple bosses of KH3, I'm seeing myself block, and obviously whiff, I'll block too soon, and sure, that's a skill issue, but also there's no sense of clear rhythm to any of this. There's no sense of like,
Yeah.
obviously this is the pace that I should be blocking at. So like, sure, I guess if I'd memorized the fights, I could have done that.
But it's like even the like there was, and this was a minor nitpick, but this is one that really bothered me because early Kingdom Hearts had such cool like secret bosses. There was nothing like that in 3. There was a post game like, here's the secret boss, but it's just like a random shadow.
The guy that I beat on my first try, didn't even die to.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like I had done everything up to that point. It's like I went to that fight. I didn't have the ultimate blade equipped or whatever. I just like went in with regular stuff and it was completely easy. And then I was like, I wonder. I think I sent you a video like, and it whatever OP weapon. It's not fair necessarily to say this, but it's like I went in there. I put the ultimate weapon on and the ultimate keyblade. What's it called? Is it just ultimate weapon?
I think it's just ultimate weapon again. It's usually called ultimate weapon.
I had ultimate weapon on, and I did the thing that people blamed KH2 for. I just sat there and spammed X. I didn't dodge. I didn't move. I didn't heal. I just spammed X and was able to beat him. And it's like, I guess the idea is...
But Joey, you're just a hater and you're making this stuff up. You're just finding a reason to complain.
I'm just a hater. And it's like, and of course, the answer is, well, don't use the OP weapon. And it's like, okay, yeah, I did. Before, I didn't do that.
Okay, no, so here's the thing, right?
I had to use a little bit of my brain. I had to use 11% of my brain.
Here's the thing. We're being negative right now, right?
Yeah.
But we both think Kingdom Hearts 3 is a good game.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we were talking about on the stream the other day, on Bloody's stream, is like, on one hand, that game is not nearly bad enough to justify 5-hour-long, awful video game. Like, he quickly searches on YouTube, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 bad, and most of the videos that pop up I have not seen. They're all pretty cringy thumbnails. The only one that I have watched, which was the top result, is a 4-hour video called Kingdom Hearts 3 was a waste of effort, which I have watched, and I think is okay. I think he makes some good points, and he actually does speak about a lot of positive stuff in the game, so that gives, like, he gets a lot of credit for that. Like, he actually just talks about a lot of stuff that he likes. But it did not need to be 4 hours. He is going, like, blow by blow linearly through the entire game. Like, he certainly could have edited himself a little bit. Also, I don't know this for sure, but I think the title is like he was going for an MGS4 was a mistake vibe. Gotcha. But he didn't want to call it that.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway... so we were talking about, like, certainly it is not worthy of this much, like, vitriol. However, we also then talked about how the Kingdom Hearts fan base, like, pretty significant posters on YouTubers are still shadowboxing with the, like, it's done. Like, like, Bloody is, like, off the internet. I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts right now on this stream, but I haven't made a video about Kingdom Hearts in 3 years. Not that I'm, like, the height of people that the fan base was concerned about, but like I tweeted a little while ago, like I almost like I like having Kingdom Hearts in like my auto-generated like subjects for you on Twitter. I've never changed them. They're just auto-generated, and it includes things that I'm not like I don't care one bit about. like Guilty Gear is in there for some reason.
Sick.
And Bayo is in there, I guess just because action games. But it's also got FF14 and Kingdom Hearts and Metal Gear, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave this in. I get to, like, every now and then I'll glimpse at that tab in Twitter, and I get to see some Kingdom Hearts fan art and some FF fan art and some Metal Gear fan art. Cool, right? Like, that's fine. So, like, I just have never messed with it. But, like, I was like, I'm getting really annoyed by, like, I don't ever see the Kingdom Hearts tab, and people are like, man, Kingdom Hearts 3, more like Kingdom Lame Hearts,
like Kingdom Shorts,
right? But I very often see, God, I wish people would just stop complaining about Kingdom Hearts. Don't they have anything better to do? And like I haven't seen anybody but complaining about Kingdom Hearts. They are like fighting with no one. It's over. It was 5 years ago.
It's that Evangelion 4chan post. It's like, you guys have been doing this for 20 years.
It's called These Guys Are Fans of Kingdom. This is going to sound condescending. And like under normal circumstances, there's nothing wrong with this. There are plenty of people who are like just Pokemon fans and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
But there is a significant percentage of Kingdom Hearts fans who I think play Kingdom Hearts and almost nothing else, including Final Fantasy. And so right now, they've got nothing.
Yeah.
There's been no Kingdom Hearts news for like 2 years, and they're all flipping out. And so they got nothing else to talk about except how, go!
He's not dead?
Stop being mean to me! Stop being mean to Kingdom Hearts. Leave it alone. And I'm like, come on, walk into the wire.
He didn't want to do that.
Walk into the what good is it?
He wanted to hit you. It looks cool, Jacob. He's immune to it.
It's got a 3-hit combo.
Woo!
But anyway, I have no problem with people who are just like don't really care about video games outside of Kingdom Hearts. That is like a special series that hit people at a particular time in their lives very strong, and they're like, I'm not a gamer, but fine, no problem with that at all, right?
Maybe that's who the carnival like press triangle to win button was for.
Absolutely, 100%.
Look at the spectacle. Look at this.
The entire design philosophy of the command deck and the reaction commands. Sorry, the situation commands, excuse me, and the command deck is, well, we built this really robust action game with Kingdom Hearts 2, but no one bothered flipping through the menus to use the limit breaks.
Yeah.
So let's just make a button. Let's just put a fun button on screen that you hit, and then the fun thing happens. And that's where all the design choices from Kingdom Hearts 2 onward come from. I'm pretty sure is just lowering the bar of entry on doing the cool stuff. And then designed by a team that just doesn't have the pedigree, unfortunately. But no, like I just said, I think absolutely people were too hard on KH4. And I regret that we were as, like, bitter about it in our final recording.
Yeah.
We were just being honest. That was just how we felt at the end of a very long recording session. We were let down by it.
Yeah.
But, like, we don't hate that game.
No, it was not. It was immensely disappointing, but they're still good to
That's why...
But we were, like I said earlier, like Hugh Neutron said earlier, we were caught up in the throes of passion. In the heat of passion. Kingdom Hearts passion.
But, like... And so, like, yeah, there was a lot of vitriol.
I mean, hell, people, like, if I didn't like the game, like, I went out and bought the game after we finished it. I went out and I bought the game.
And platinumed it.
Platinumed the game after we beat the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I did that because I wanted to. I wanted to go back through, you know, having full knowledge at this point, and I wanted to play the game because the game was fun to play.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it wasn't as good as 2 to play, but... Honestly, how many action games are as good as 2? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. But this is yeah. That's part of what we were talking about on that, or rather what Bloody was talking about on that stream. I keep saying, like, I was on there. I was in chat for half of it.
Controversial opinion coming out. 3's gameplay was more engaging than Final Fantasy 16's. This fight, for some reason...
Oh, shit.
First playthrough, this was the hardest fight in the game for me. So much so that I could not do it by myself, and I had to recruit a friend to help me. Could not do it, and I think that's the only time I've ever had to do that in a Souls game.
Sothral is back.
You want to kill that sword.
Sothral says, I forgot I can watch live streams on my phone. I'm back, like Xehanort in Dream Drop Distance.
Oh
Let's hope I don't run out of time. Just the other day... I think it was during FF...
There we go.
I think it was we were playing FF14.
Poggers!
Yeah, it was. It's when, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's when a villain and a villain do, like, a funny, like, possession switcheroo. And then...
It was awesome when it happened, by the way.
For seemingly arbitrary reasons, they go, well, that's as long as the enchantment will last.
That was really lucky that they did that, when they did that.
I still reference. I think I referenced it in the video on... Yeah, I did. In the Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity video. I said, uh-oh, it looks like the real Organization 13 has run out of time.
Okay. I love when in Souls games my lock-on dies because the boss moves too quickly.
This boss does it, and the Bloodstarved Beast does it too.
Yeah.
And there's a few Chalice bosses that will do that.
When characters just randomly...
Gosh, it's so annoying.
When characters just randomly have to leave a scene because a previously unmentioned magic timer runs out, I always think of the Organization 13 just bailing at their moment of triumph in Dream Drop Distance.
I think you underestimate their chances. Or overestimate their chances.
That scene blows, by the way.
It's bad.
The entire game is about the villains trying to get Sora on their team. And they get Sora in the room, and he's surrounded by 13 of them. And they try putting a heart in him once, and miss. And then, I want to just point out to everybody, Xehanort, Xemnas, Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and Zigbar are all in the room with their hoods off, along with 12 other people. Well, not 12. Along with several other people who all have their hoods on, and Zigbar, instead of getting up and using his guns, looks at Xehanort and says, "What now, old man?" And then Sayax gets up and pulls off his hood and jumps across to try and stop them, but he gets pushed away.
I forgot about that.
And then, because there's no way that these characters could get out of this room where they're surrounded by 13 bosses,
they say our time is up.
They just disappear.
It's good writing.
Game blows.
Yeah, it's bad.
There's a lot. I have softened so much on Dream Drop Distance over the years. I used to call it as Joey was talking about earlier, we forget what a bad game actually is, and Dream Drop Distance is not a bad game.
Oh no, I just remember there was a time between the age of 12 and the age of 18 where basically every game that Jacob and I got, it was like a running joke that we'd start it and he'd be the one playing, and then he'd step away to do something else for a while, and I'd start my own save and finish it before he did. It was a very common... It was probably more like 10 to 18. This was like the thing that we did with games. And I just remember he started Dream Drop and then just asked... I finished it later on, and he's like, "So how is it?" And I was just like, "Shit's rough, dude." It's like, you are not gonna have a good time.
But again, like I said, I have softened much on that game. I used to call it quote my least favorite game ever, or the worst game or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's not that.
No, it's not at all. It is a good video game to play. It is for a 3DS game, it is a staggering achievement, actually, I think. But
how could you lie to them and tell them they don't have
and
hearts,
it's
Jacob?
to give I don't know if I've talked about this on the show. I've definitely mentioned it in conversation before. It is worth noting how much my anger toward that game clouded me toward things that are effective with it. Joey, when we were playing it, there was a moment where I was bitching about something really unimportant that really isn't a big deal, that it wasn't even currently happening, during a scene where Riku was talking with Shiki. And because you hadn't played the game before, you were kind of tuning me out and you were just paying attention to the scene. And it's a funny bit where Riku tries to leave the conversation really awkwardly and kind of rudely, and Shiki goes "Well, that's how you talk to people?" And Riku goes, "Okay, I'm bad at this. Let me try that again." And you laugh and you point out, when we're playing it, it's funny to see him like this because he's been the cool guy for so long that it's interesting to see him now that he's not the cool guy. Because Riku is the cool guy, but his default understanding of what being cool is...
Well, it's because he was freaking Shadow the Hedgehog.
Was disrespecting people and being curt and rude. And that's not who he is anymore. So he doesn't know how to interact with people anymore. He doesn't know how to be cool.
Okay, time for this second attempt to go way worse, because that's how Souls games generally go when you do decent first try.
There's a lot of... My point is, there's a lot of authentically cute, effective, well-done stuff in Dream Drop Distance that, in my ire with that game, I lost my ability to appreciate.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, that almost... Those two skulls almost killed you.
He's a big boy.
Skulls on. Spectre says DDD seems a lot better by comparison to all the extremely weird things KH3 did. I disagree. I think KH3 is fine.
I still think that DDD is worse than 3.
Because
3 at the end is even more of a trash fire than we could have possibly predicted.
But I don't think it's worse than Dream Drop.
However, the reason it's such a trash fire to begin with is because of the choices made in DDD.
Yeah, almost everything that's bad about the ending of KH3 is inherited directly from Dream Drop Distance. Yeah. Also, just the fact that gameplay wise and running around wise and flow motion being fun to engage with wise, the Disney worlds are fun to play in Dream Drop, but all those cutscenes are bad, whereas 50% of the Disney worlds in KH3 are good, and the other ones are fine. They are standard stock. This is kind of this is the minimum of what one of these worlds can do, but they aren't actively bad other than Frozen.
Yeah. Well, even the Frozen world of Frozen...
It's still not as bad as some of the other ones in the series.
It's still not bad. It's just formulaic.
I would also say the worst moments of Disney worlds in Dream Drop Distance.
The Frozen world of Frozen is an 11-year-old joke at this point.
The bad Dream Drop Distance Disney World stuff is actively aggravating.
Yeah. Whereas
the bad Frozen World stuff is really funny.
It's really funny.
When Anna is explaining the backstory while past Anna is singing "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
really
and they're mixed at the exact same volume.
It's really funny.
It's really good.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a video game.
It was I don't know really how to describe it. I was hit with a fatigue.
Yeah. It was we were gaining insight at that moment.
Damn. Okay, I'm just gonna sprint at him.
Also, as much as we can bitch and moan that like, oh, it seems like Tetsuya Nomura wasn't super engaged with what's happening in KH3.
Oh my god, I'm an
and
idiot.
he's more interested in getting onto the Yuzora stuff.
Ghosts.
Like KH3,
Not the ghost shotgun.
KH3 does at least like tech. Even if we want to complain that they weren't very good, KH3 has plot
Bully
points.
him!
KH3 has plot points
Bully his ass!
that begin.
Get his
He
ass!
will counter you because of the ghost explosion right there.
KH3
Sorry?
has plot points
He
that
does ghost explosion. That hurts.
Oh, gosh.
KH3
gotcha.
at least has plot points that begin and end, whereas Dream
Is
Drop
he weak to
Distance.
Molotovs?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm guessing not.
any human is.
Dream
He'll
Drop
take damage
Distance
from
is
it.
like inherently be sure to drink your Ovaltine
Oh,
as
it's
a
horrible.
product.
Son of a bitch.
The only thing there really is like to track that actually like starts and ends is
explosion, I don't
Riku's
remember.
arc, and
No,
I use that
he's
word.
zone transitioning.
Okay.
Riku
Oh
does
my god, it is an
He does an
explosion.
explosion.
If you had not said that, I would have been far enough away. I blame
Well,
you.
Well, you know.
You
Saying-
did this to me.
Saying Riku has an arc in DDD is a little
Oh
bit
my
generous,
God.
You gotta be ready to dodge
but it's
it.
also like the
Yeah.
only thing that starts and ends in Dream Drop Distance.
Quite literally. the
Everything
only
is
thing.
like the whole game. Nothing is happening, and then at the very end, we're told, "Hey, guess what? The villains have a plan to capture Sora," and within 30 minutes,
It
it's
happens.
failed.
Sora.
It fails.
He's gonna get you.
No, he's not.
The only purpose of the game
Bully him.
was for the villains to show up and explain what was going to happen in the next.
Well, no,
game.
Jacob the Gay Blade.
We do introduce the Gay Blade, which
How
winds
could
up being
you-
an
how could you
important,
forget?
which winds up being a surprise tool we use later.
That's a surprise tool that could help us later. Oh,
Zoinks! It's the Gay Blade.
oh shit, balls.
Ninja Bunny asks, "What's worse, KH3 or 15? FF15?"
Oh, KH3. 100%.
But here's the thing.
FF15 is worse to play.
Oh,
I
to
would-
play? Yes.
I would like if you-
Story-wise, it's 15's better, though.
I mean, it is, yeah. But if you asked me right now, you said I gotta pick.
You gotta
I gotta
pick
play
one of these to
them, I'm
replay
playing
right now.
KH3.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
KH3 is like
I'm picking
is,
it every time because-
is breezy and
Gosh,
light.
I'm terrible at this.
You can
you're
get through
fine.
it quickly, and 15 is like a chore to play. And
Oh,
there's
it's
so
a
many
sword.
parts of that
He's
that are
doing
such
the
a
fate
slog.
thing because he's put a sword down.
Got him.
Good job.
Remember the part where Gladiolus leaves and you're like
He's
in
like,
a
hey, I'm gonna
swamp?
go do something.
You're like in a
I'm gonna go-
swamp for an hour, and then you go into a temple with Aranea for no reason for
'Cause
like
it's
an
fun.
hour.
It's okay
and-
because she's hot.
It is.
true,
She's
you know?
super morally gray. She's full
She's
of
super
plot.
morally gray.
she's so morally great, it's crazy.
There's a lot of sizable moral grayness to her.
I think we should hear her out. She might.
But no,
she might have some good
She's
ideas.
making some good points.
Aside, okay, obviously, like,
Two of them.
obviously, there's a lot of like gameplay issues with 15.
Yeah.
And it's like we could sit here and talk about that all day. But the thing is, but also, you know, when it comes to enjoyment, personal preference is the biggest factor over anything else.
Of course.
That's fair.
Like, I can. This is.
Oh, we're down to 18 blood kills.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah,
This is gonna
kill
sound.
me.
This may be
This
extreme.
game sucks.
And I don't really know, but it's like I have a hard time thinking of an action like of a game that feels worse to play for me personally than 15. Like I detest the gameplay. of
Shall we say a game that is because again the like the difference between like what? Hold on, reactivate the
Activate
shortcut,
the thing.
Josh.
No.
Why not?
Because
Because this is the run.
This is the
This is the run. Okay, got
This
it.
is
I'm gonna use the
run.
sword instead this time, and we're gonna.
Okay, you got it. Because he also has a sword, and it's like
Yeah.
there's-
Actually, no. I'm gonna switch back to the cane because that thing was able to
Lidocaine.
stun lock him pretty good. In the first
There is
phase.
a like there is a dichotomy between good games and bad games that is often overlooked. We forget how bad games can actually be.
Yeah.
And this is part of
That's
why
fair.
I've softened so much. It's hard for me to look at something like FF16 that does have so much like legitimate achievement and effort and artistic merit and polish to it and go, this is a bad video game. When you have to remember that even by the... It's so funny that people talk about Sonic 06 being, quote, the worst game ever made. Because what it actually is the lowest quality video game played by the most people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Sonic 06 is the worst game per capita.
That's a pretty
even-
funny way of putting it.
Even Sonic,
Oh my gosh.
Even Sonic
almost
06
got that.
is nowhere close to the nadir of bad video games.
No. Of
it's
course
not even as bad as Sonic Boom.
I was about to say Sonic Boom is worse than Sonic 06, and Sonic Boom is nowhere close
Yeah,
to the worst video
for
game
real.
ever made.
bonk.
because it
bonk,
functions
Bonk.
sometimes.
Sometimes,
You know,
sometimes,
you can get through the game with a little bit of endurance.
yeah.
Bonk.
Like Like there's like I remember a poll once of like, you know, what's the worst game of all time, and like the 2 finalists in it were like Big Rigs Off-Road Trucking,
Yeah, of course,
and Sonic 06, and it's like the power.
One of these is not like the other.
There is a power gap between Big Rigs Off-Road Trucking and Sonic 06.
I thought that was the sword I could blow up.
Yeah, you're out of stamina. Explode. Back off a bit.
Whew.
It's important to note that like what is a bad game and a good game we often like misconstrue. But, like, so Final Fantasy 15 is not what I would call a bad video game. However, it is one of the worst playing good video games I've ever played.
Yes, the combat is not good.
So
and like, I think
gross.
I would honestly, sincerely rather play Sonic 06, because at least...
It's funny.
Well, no, Sonic 06 has very little, like, how would I put this? All of the friction in Sonic 06 is comical, and levels are quick, and Sonic still... He doesn't move as fast as Sonic should, but he sure as hell moves faster than Noctis.
Yeah.
And like fights in Final Fantasy 15 go on for 17 hours, and you're doing the same fucking thing the whole time. It is so dull to play. I never want to replay.
You can diversify by playing the other characters.
Oh yes.
You want to know what my experience with that was?
That they all suck and you die?
I went, oh man, what's his name? It starts with a P or
Prompto.
whatever. Prompto. He's got a gun. That's gonna be cool. Let me swap to.
Nope.
I just like I hold the button and he shoot the gun and
there's no recoil, so there's no gameplay.
And there's nothing, and I'm not. It's auto lock, and I'm just.
Wait, it's auto lock?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's no recoil.
Good.
It doesn't do anything.
And I'm just holding the button down.
Because Joshua, remember, RPG gamers are intimidated by action and shooters, so we have to blunt our games so much that there's no flavor.
Dude, I thank God for Minecraft, quite literally, just because it taught Nintendo that they didn't have to have Resident Evil camera angles in all their games.
It's so funny to hear them talk in interviews about actually the success of Minecraft on Nintendo Switch made us realize that children can handle dual analog movement and camera controls.
It was on PC. It was
on PC?
They were like when it came out on Xbox. That was like the turning point where we realized that we could do it.
Got it. It is so cringe to me that like the mechs in Kingdom Hearts 3 are so lifeless and limp to control, and it feels like a concession to babby gamers or to RPG gamers. And I'm like, all of the children that you want to buy Kingdom Hearts 3 are too busy playing Fortnite to play this.
I've been watching somebody playing Super Paper Mario, and I still defend that game. I think it's a fun game with really good writing, but something that I didn't think about because
did you repair this weapon or did you already repair it?
I already repaired it.
Sorry, go ahead, Joey.
Something I didn't think about.
Why are you sending it back up?
Because I'm an idiot.
Something I didn't think about back in the day that I only realize now is like how gross the balance of that game is, where it's like. That is a game for infants as far as the difficulty goes.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
I've still never played.
It is really good, but the problem is it's like you're at the end of the game and enemies are doing like 4% of your life, and it's like you're not getting hit though because you don't suck.
I mean, that was the thing back in the day. That was one nice thing about TTYD. TTYD is not a hard game, but if you're a babby and don't know how to spec properly, it can be a hard game.
It can be, yeah.
And well, I think the most important thing about TTYD is that talking about games that are so focused on numbers, TTYD it is very numbers driven, but it's working with small and extremely consistent integers.
Well, even just the fact that defense is subtractive makes it incredibly easy to understand right off the bat.
It's so intuitive, and you don't need a Fire Emblem show me what's going to happen on the next turn to understand exactly. You can math out the next 5 turns in any given fight in TTYD.
Well, that's why speedruns are so fun to watch because they have solved the equation, and it's just down to basically
Is this guy doing arcane or blood damage?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's smacking you.
Well, I mean, he's got those projectiles.
Well, I mean, he would be doing. It would be arcane.
Okay.
JG,
those are the main things hitting.
JG says the correct thing. After playing Remake/Rebirth and 16, I now never want to think about 15 ever again.
Exactly.
And this is what I'm
from
talking.
a combat perspective.
This is what I'm talking about when we're talking about like the FF as a franchise is like a patently undesirable product, is that, wow, 15 was a major financial success. 10 million people bought it. So 10 million people learned that Final Fantasy is kind of mid.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 million people said, I like these characters. This game is really long, and the gameplay is not that great. I'm not going to finish it.
Yeah.
Oops.
I will
My
say
favorite
it's,
part of that game is that you do the secret dungeon and you get an item
Yep.
that lets you play the game even less.
Yep,
Because
good.
you put on a cape that auto dodges. And it's like,
Dude.
I didn't put it on because I was like, well, what the hell
What's the point
am
of
I
the
going to do?
No,
If it's already auto dodging, what do I have to do?
I'm not gonna lie.